Hello and welcome back to the Karma Stories podcast. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have two stories for you, both with updates from the Best of Redditor Update subreddit. The Karma Stories podcast is published to all major podcasting platforms, and you can also read along on YouTube under our @Karma Stories podcast handle. A quick warning, both of our stories today deal with cheating, and our second one does have a mention of SA. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Alright, on to the stories, let's jump right in. This story comes to us from MutedN7895. I know that my husband is cheating on me with my best friend, but if I left, he will take half. I am a 40-year-old mother of a baby girl who is 5. I have been married to my husband for 12 years. About 10 years ago, I started my business and it is my pride and joy. I love my life and I enjoy my work. 2 years ago, I lost my beautiful mother to breast cancer. It all happened in 5 weeks and she was so young, 55 years old. It sent me into shock and depression. A short while before that, my best friend found out that her husband cheated and he left her for his mistress. It was a hard time, and my best friend and I became even closer than ever before. She moved in with me for a while after my mother passed, because I wasn't really functioning, and she was homeless. I started with antidepressants that killed my libido. I felt guilty for my husband, but I really couldn't do anything but try to be healthy again as soon as possible. My best friend lived with us for 1 year, and they started sleeping together towards the end of that year. That's when I got home early and heard them. I ran out in shock. I came back a few hours later, pretending nothing happened. I managed to smoothly find her a place because I couldn't bear it happening in my home, my sanctuary, my happy place where I live with my daughter. My best friend had already found herself a job, and I took the opportunity to find her the apartment near her job. She was grateful. I was a bit more relieved. The affair is still going on. If I leave, he will take half. It will ruin me and my business and what I am trying to build for me and my baby. No, I don't want to leave. It is so unfair that he is the one cheating, and I am the one who will pay if I say anything. I refuse, so I'm letting it happen. Instead, I wrote him off as my companion and safety blanket. I still have lots to be grateful for. My baby, my family, and my beautiful home, and my business. Most of the time, I am content and happy, even though I myself don't know how I am doing it. Maybe it is numbness or resignation, or maybe it is true contentment. But sometimes, when everything is 100 times magnified, I can barely contain my panic. Especially at night, when he wakes me up because I am crying. Again. Are you having a nightmare? And he tries to kiss and cuddle me to make me feel safe. I'm here, you're safe. I wish I could tell him that my nightmares are my escape from my reality with him, and that his shoulders aren't safe. He rarely asks why I am crying. He probably thinks it is mom, because that's what I tell him, but sometimes I feel like he knows, or that he can't help himself wondering. What's going on behind those eyes? What do you mean? I can't read your face anymore. See, you're silent again. When I look at him, he immediately looks away like he is scared he would turn into stone, and says, I miss you, that's all. My panic has increased more these past few months since he started paying me attention again. The first period after Mom's passing, he never bothered me out of courtesy, I suppose, never asked for intimacy. Then he had her, so he didn't need me. But now, I don't know what changed. They're still together, so what does he want from me? Is he testing me? I never understood why they're doing what they're doing either. I have seen their texts. There's no love there, no respect, no warmth. Not what I would expect from two people who are sleeping together. Especially not when the stakes are so high. You would think that they love each other so much that they're willing to pay the price in case they're caught. No, there's a lot of anger, fighting, and resentment. A lot of guilt and self-hatred. He calls himself and her disgusting and shells of a human being. Is that too some sort of love? I don't know why I'm writing here. I googled about infidelity and self-help, and I ended up in this community, and I read tens of similar stories. Maybe I would feel better writing my own down. Please don't think too ill of me. I know that I am pathetic, but I used to have more dignity. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called Worldly Mirror 1555. It says, "My nightmares are my escape from reality with him. That's not okay. At least have a conversation with a couple divorce lawyers before you assume you're going to lose half of everything. You probably have more rights than you realize, especially if you find a really good attorney." Another commenter down below called The Truth Boomer said, "As someone who found out his wife had been having an affair for 10 years with the best man from our wedding, I left and she took more than half. And despite it all, I can say with the confidence born of experience that some things are worth paying for. My life improved immediately after parting company with someone who was not willing to commit to the same degree as me. My 2 cents. OP, it really is time to just think about you. Sure, you're gonna lose a lot in the divorce process, but I think moving on might be the best thing you can do for your sanity and for your continued happiness further on in life. Another thing you should do is put him on blast. Let everybody know that this guy that made a commitment to you is now dicking your best friend. Or should I say your former best friend? Because if you're still talking to her, well, there's more issues here than we thought. Alright, OP updated this one, let's jump into that now. The update is titled, "I know that my husband is cheating on me with my best friend. Update. Hi everyone, I have made a post previous to this a few weeks ago. Thank you for the support and the many suggestions. If you want the details, please read that one first. I promise that I will make this one very short and simple. I have taken 2 measures to protect myself and my daughter when my husband and I get a divorce to protect my assets and my daughter's future. I am sure many will find my methods to be dubious, and honestly, it's fine with me. All's fair in love and war, and this is a bit of both. I told my father everything. He was horrified but a bit relieved that he finally found out what's been hurting me. We have discussed the possibility that he could buy into my business in case I need to divide, so he and I have the bigger share and can still make the decisions. Then I have agreed to my husband's suggestion of seeing a marriage counselor. He talked about my mom's passing and how it affected me and my mentality. He kept talking about me building walls and being distant, and how he was longing for me to come back to him. I just wondered while he talked what he would do if I told him that I knew. Would he still complain about my walls or finally understand them? I opened up about my mom's illness and how it affected me. Not only the losing her part, but the fact that my grandmother and great-grandmother passed the same way. It kept me thinking that I have inherited this and passed it down to my daughter, and the guilt and fear that I have been feeling. I chose to have my daughter fully aware of the risks. What was I thinking? Since the counseling, we have been talking more in our day-to-day, and I just honestly told him that my business was one of the stressors in my life, that I am always worried that if I didn't fix our marital issues and he wanted to leave me, it would change my career and future, while his wouldn't because he is a government employee. This was 2 weeks ago. The day after, he sat me down and told me that he wanted a post-nuptial agreement to make me feel more secure. He wanted me to be with him because I wanted to, not because I had to. I talked in my first post about my house, etc., but I really don't care about that anymore. Everything else can be marital property, and honestly, I started to hate this house and can't wait to leave it. So next move is starting the separation. I'm aiming for the end of this year, and then only the hardest part is left. Telling my daughter that mommy and daddy won't be living together anymore. I am not looking forward to that part. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called Substantial Youth 9106. It says, "Do not start the separation until you have an ironclad post-nuptial agreement made by a lawyer and signed by him. All of your assets and wants need to be listed. I would even make him sign an infidelity clause that he loses everything and hire a PI to get solid proof of his infidelity with your ex-best friend forever before the post-nuptial agreement. You need to be smart about everything and protect your bases. Another commenter down below called Choice Intention 926 said, I'm glad that you reached out to your father for help. It must have been so isolating that the two people you would have gone to for comfort are the two people who were causing you pain. Get the post-nup done ASAP so you can move on. Once that's done, you can file for divorce. This isn't dubious at all, or it's less dubious than the activity he is engaged in. After your ducks are in a row, you should break it to him in couples counseling that you are divorcing him and what you saw. When he says sorry, you stand firm that he wasn't so sorry that he stopped. He wasn't so sorry that it never started. Not so sorry that at the lowest point in your life, he wouldn't betray you. You deserve better. OP responded and said, I will do the best for my mental health and for our daughter. If leaving this behind and not telling him is the best way, then I will just leave it be. I will probably know by then what's best for me. So it sounds like OP's kind of still up in the air, but it really sounds like they're blaming themselves. OP, you did absolutely nothing wrong here. Your husband is the one that went to somebody else for comfort. I sincerely hope you listen to everybody in these comments and go speak to a lawyer immediately. Make sure that post-nup is solid and get the heck away from that guy. This story comes to us from ThrowRaEIFN. Something went on between my 32 female, husband 32 male, and my sister female 26. What do I do? My head's a mess at the moment, so please excuse me if I'm all over the place. Yesterday morning, my husband quickly got a bag ready without me seeing, came to me and told me my sister gobbled his eggplant, and that he thought it would be best if he left for a while and gave me space. That was it. I've pretty much been in the dark since. He seemed very stressed and upset. I just stood there a little dumbfounded. My sister has been going through a very hard time the last few weeks and has spent a lot of time at ours, initially with her partner, but around a week ago they started having issues, so she just came and unloaded their problems. She came over Sunday night and ended up staying over, but I didn't notice them slipping away together at any time. So far, the only communication I've had with my husband has been about our child. I've asked him over and over what's going on, and all he tells me is he is still trying to figure it out. What is there to figure out? I can't believe that just like that, everything I know is in tatters. Everything we've built, everything we have, he's chosen to throw it all away. And to just tell me like that and leave, I'm totally heartbroken. I never in a million years saw this coming. I also thought me and my sister had a stronger relationship as well. The betrayal from her has me feeling so lost right now. I've seen many a horror story here with infidelity, and stupidly now I'm in this situation. I have absolutely no idea where I go from here. I know everyone will tell me to leave him, but it's more complicated when there's kids, houses, and a business involved. And I don't even know what's went on. No one will talk to me. The mental pictures are driving me insane. I'm not ready to talk to friends or family yet, so I'm asking Reddit, WTF do I do? Restarting life at 32 sounds like a nightmare. OP added an edit on at the bottom. It says, edit, many people suggesting I move money and restrict accounts. In a pathetic move, I text him again to ask what's going on, and to please talk to me before I contact lawyers and secure my accounts, thinking this would get a reaction. He replied simply saying, do what I need to do, and that he can come back tonight to explain what happened. Depending on how this goes, I may or may not make an update post. I just don't get why I'm getting the runaround. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called GlitteredCat2112. It says, this is a horrible situation, and it's totally okay to feel overwhelmed and lost right now. Put yourself first and reach out to friends, family, or a therapist for support. They can listen and help you figure out what to do next. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. OP responded and said, thank you, I know I will have to at some point. Just now, the embarrassment is winning. Another commenter down below called Hill McKelson said, I think your sister wanted company in her misery and ruined your marriage on purpose. Or she was jealous of your life and wanted to take you out of her way. Have you talked with your sister and her partner? Try to get more details from them, but talk through messages or in a public place while recording the conversation. All the proof of the affair might help you during divorce proceedings. Do you know if your husband is with your sister? Have you informed your parents about what happened? Your family should find out about what happened through you. Don't let your sister control the narrative and play the victim. I'm so sorry you and your kids are going through this. You need to roll up your sleeves and take action ASAP. Get tested for STDs because he might have cheated on you before, and you don't know if their affair involved more than just gobbling eggplants. Contact a lawyer to start divorce proceedings and a custody agreement. You need to fight for yours and your kids' rights. He is a cheater, and he showed no respect for you. He is keeping you in the dark on purpose because he might still be with your sister. So don't give him second chances because you deserve better than him. OP responded and said, so this has actually been an issue with my family since I started dating him. He comes from a very well-off family and does pretty well for himself. My sister has never shown signs of jealousy, but with others, it's definitely been an issue before. I haven't. He refuses to talk about it. Sister's just blocking my calls and texts completely. I don't think he is with her. Her partner would have told me. God, I never even thought about STD testing. I effing hate this. I'm not quite sure what's going on here because we don't have enough context yet, because it sounds to me like she might have pushed herself on OP's husband, and if that's the case, OP's husband might have just gotten out of there to try and figure out what was actually going on. OP updated this, let's jump into that now. The update is titled, Update, a lot of you were right. Something went on between my, female 32, husband, male 32, and my sister, female 26. What do I do? I wasn't going to do this, but I have had and am still getting lots of comments and messages for an update, so here we are. I've since spoken to my sister. Husband came home that night as well. He packed a bag with more stuff and sat down with me and told me what happened. We have rentals and he was staying in one that's currently empty. A lot of you were right. My sister straight up assaulted him. I'll try and keep this short, but I'll add some extra details I missed on my first post to clear things up. This all happened on Sunday. She has been going through a lot the past month, so this has been a regular thing, and the past few weeks, things were getting worse with her partner, so lots of venting. She said several times that night that she didn't want to go back home, and told us that before she left, she also told her partner not to try and contact her, because she was going to go out and get a break from him. My husband smokes a ton of cannabis. He mixes various strengths for during the day and much stronger ones for the afternoon. The whole night he was on the strong one and passed it around. We were all definitely feeling it, so I stopped and they continued well into the night. I said, I'm getting ready to call it a night, and everyone agreed. I got up to see the dogs. We have a litter of puppies that we've set up space for in the garage. I was gone maybe 5 minutes. Came back out to my husband on his own. Said my sister was in a bad way with the oil, so she went to bed. That's when we went to bed. He got up in the morning and left. My husband said this was when it happened. Out of nowhere, she grabbed the waist of his trousers, yanked them down, and went to town. Went as far as to actually grab his hands as if to stop him going anywhere. It lasted maybe 5 seconds before he managed to get up. He asked her what the F she was doing. She just said sorry and went to bed. I knew going into this I probably was going to get lied to, but fortunately, we have security cameras all around the house, and the whole ordeal was on camera. He pulled it up on the iPad and showed me. I didn't actually want to see the act, but he insisted. He's terrified that even with proof, he's still going to be labeled as if he pursued this. He thinks that I'm going to leave him regardless, and that he deserves it. He's scared he's lost his family and everything we have. My sister's partner left his last relationship due to infidelity, and my husband is ill over the fact that he feels responsible for it happening again. My husband is okay, but feels totally guilty in all of this and doesn't want the fallout to happen at all. He wishes everyone could just forget it ever happened and go on like normal, and I've told him there's no way that's going to happen. I finally got to talk to my sister. She hadn't blocked me, just ignored my calls and texts. We text her through my husband's phone, and while doing that, I noticed she had actually texted him a few times since this happened. Literally just a chain of, "I'm so sorry, I've effed up. I'm so sorry, I don't know what happened." Still, nothing to me. Anyway, she called, we put her on speaker, and I asked her what happened, thinking she was going to lie, but she ended up saying the same thing my husband did. She couldn't give me a reason as to why. She cried the entire phone call. Woe is me, we all hate her now, etc. But yeah, no reason. She doesn't know why she done it. It was the biggest mistake of her life. Apparently, she called in sick for work and has just spent the days driving around aimlessly, hoping a freak accident would take her out. I lost it, went completely ape crap on her. My husband kept trying to defuse it, which just got me more annoyed. We had it out because I felt like he was defending her. His argument is that she is obviously not in a great place, and he doesn't want anyone in the position that they feel like they need to hurt themselves or worse. This did not calm me down, and I'm not proud of it, but I did go on to send her several texts telling her exactly what I thought of her. We also told her to speak to her partner because we plan to tomorrow, and it would be much better coming from her than from us. My husband really does not want to have that conversation with him. So that's pretty much where we're at. An utter crap show. Me and my husband will get through it together. I've made sure he knows I'm on his side. We'll suggest therapy for him, but ultimately it's his choice. I don't see my sister's partner sticking around. Our kids are very close and see each other a lot. I'm not really sure what will happen there, but it's not fair on the kids losing out on that relationship. We have a lot to work out. Thank you for all your comments. A lot of you actually said this is what it sounded like happened, so I was sure to be as understanding as I could be. Wish us luck. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Beyond Expression. It says, "This is the kind of story that really brings to light how men feel about assault. I don't blame your husband for not wanting to press charges, but I also feel bad he's stuck in that situation, because I feel like he should. It's not my family and not my life, but please continue to listen to him and support whatever decision he's going to make from here on out. Such a nightmare. I'm really rooting for everything to turn out for the best, and that the two of you can find closure, and hopefully he goes to therapy. Sending love your way, OP." After the first section, I had a really strong suspicion that this is what happened, because his reactions were actually quite common for what happened. OP is right, it's ultimately his decision what happens from here, if he wants to press charges or not, and if he wants to go into therapy or not. I definitely think he should, and it should be somebody specialized in this kind of situation. If you enjoy daily Reddit stories, I encourage you to follow and add us to the favorites on whichever podcasting platform you enjoy the most. And if you're watching and listening on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. It really helps us out. I thank you for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.